Hi guys, it's Angie with Fun Endeavors Tie-Dye Lab. Today I'm going to try something new. I'm going to make an ice-dyed fan fold dress. I prepped the dress the way I normally do a shirt. I washed it and dried it, soaked it in a soda ash solution for 20 to 30 minutes. I wrung it out of my pan to spin dryer so it's just barely damp. It's also turned inside out. This is a 100% cotton t-shirt dress that is kind of a beige or off-white color. I'm beginning by folding the hem of the dress up to the armpit to see where the center of this area is. Then using the washable marker, I'm going to draw an arc on the side of the dress. After I drew the line on in this area, I decided it would probably be more flattering if I would move the fan fold up just a little bit, closer to the waist area of the dress. So I went ahead and drew a second line on the dress. Then I fan folded the line that I just drew and tied it with some kite string. I continued fan folding the rest of the dress and tied it with kite string as well. After I tied the dress, I was in the middle of a couple other projects, so by the time I got around to dyeing it, it was completely dry. For this project, I'm only going to use 3 colors. I'm going to use black cherry, shiitake mushroom, and dances with raisins. These are all Dharma Trading Company colors. I'm going to incline ice dye this dress, so I've placed it inside of a piece of plastic guttering, and I have one end of the guttering down inside of a tall sided tub or container, and the other end hanging over the edge of the container. I'm beginning right at the very top or the arc or fan folded area of the dress with some shiitake mushroom. The next color is Dances with Raisins. Followed by some more shiitake. And the next color is black cherry. I'm going to repeat this pattern going down the dress, placing shiitake mushroom in between the Dances with Raisins and the black cherry. I'm also going to add just a little bit of this black cherry right on the very end or the center portion of the fan fold. Then I'm going to sprinkle a little additional dry soda ash over the top of the die, just so that as the ice melts and runs through this dress, I make sure there's still plenty of soda ash left in the dress to react with the die. Then I'm going to load on the ice. After I placed the ice on the dress, I went ahead and set the tub in the container aside and allowed the ice to melt. After the first layer of ice had melted, there was still some undissolved dye left sitting on top, so I went ahead and added a second layer of ice, and I continued to let the dress process. After the second layer of ice melted, I checked the back side and it looked like all of the dye had come through to the back side, so I just left the dress alone and allowed it to process for at least 24 hours. Then to rinse it, I took it to my sink and I began rinsing in cold water to rinse out the soda ash. I untied the dress and gradually warmed the water up to hot to rinse out any of the excess dye that didn't bond with the fabric. When the water was almost clear, I put the dress into my washing machine and washed it on a hot cycle along with a little bit of Dharma's textile detergent. Then after it was washed and dried, this is what it looks like. So what do you guys think about the dress? I think it turned out looking really pretty. I'm very pleased with the way this one looks. I've made dresses before, but I've never used this particular brand of dress or this style of dress. And I am really happy with this one. The fabric is nice and thick and it took the dye really well. I like the color combination too. I wanted something a little bit darker, but I put the shiitake mushroom into the dress to try to lighten it up a little bit. I didn't want it to just be super dark. At first, when I started rinsing it, I was a little concerned that it was going to be super dark. But then as I continued rinsing and after it was washed and dried, I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I got really good color saturation, so there's not a lot of white, or in this case beige, left in the dress. And I love the dye movement from the Incline. As the dye gets out toward the edges or the bottom part of the dress, I think it actually starts to look kind of like feathers. It gets real wispy out in that area, and I think that's really a cool effect. I also like all the different color splits that came out of the dyes. On the side part, or what would be the center portion of the fan fold, the shiitake split into several different colors. And one of those colors is a green color, which is a little bit unexpected, and so I think it adds quite a bit of interest. I'm also glad that I went ahead and started the fan fold up a little higher because it does hit right about the waistline where I put it. I don't think it would have looked quite as good if I would have gone ahead and put it a little bit lower like I initially had drawn on the dress. So like I've mentioned several times, I really like the way this one turned out. But what do you guys think? Drop me a comment down below and let me know. And I sure would appreciate it if you would like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great day.